Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Freedom Tunes. Is it really only 2% of grape allegations are false? I highly doubt that. Please like and subscribe below. I really appreciate that. Let's do that. Ciao. It's chow time.
Is it true that only 2% of rape accusations are false? I've been hearing this a whole lot lately, and I'm sure you have too. Let me start by saying that this is obviously a sensitive topic, and if you're a victim of rape, my heart truly goes out to you. And the better our data is, the more well-suited we are to help victims. So let's dig in. The frequently cited figure that only 2% of rape accusations are false comes from a meta-analysis, which found that when examined, 2 to 10% of all accusations of rape reported to the police were proven to be false. Even ignoring the obvious fact that 2% is not the same as 2 to 10.
You guys see this? Reported to the police part. That doesn't happen that often, right? Because all these women have to do is go on social media and accuse men and put these accusations on the net. And these men still get fucked. And this is why we don't know how much false allegations are there, because most of these women that are putting it on the internet did not go to the police. So that the data that we speak about isn't even included in this.
10%. This stat doesn't tell us that only 2 to 10% of rape accusations are false. It tells us that at least 2 to 10% of rape accusations are false. Because of the difficulty involved in proving something like consent, a substantial number of rape accusations are never proven or disproven.
Correct.
In 2 to 10% of all cases, the accusation is proven to be false. In an unknown but unfortunately small percentage of cases, the accusation is proven to be true, and in at least 50% of all cases, we have no idea whether the allegation is true or false because there isn't enough evidence to say one way or the other. So to argue that only 2 to 10% of rape accusations are false, you have to assume that all of the unproven cases are true, despite there being no logical reason to do so. To assume that only 2 to 10% of rape accusations are false because only 2 to 10% are proven false would be as silly as assuming that only a small percentage of rape accusations are true because only a small percentage are proven to be true.
Deep red pill logic.
Only 2 to 10% of rape accusations were proven to be false? That means the rest are true.
Only a small percentage of rape accusations lead to a conviction? That must mean the rest are false.
Both of these interpretive approaches are ridiculous and fail to address the uncomfortable reality that in most cases, we have no clue whether or not the accusation is true or false. Another major problem is that this sampling only deals with rape accusations reported to the police.
There we go, guys. That's what I'm talking about. There's plenty that never get reported to police, but they post it on social media, they post it on these things, or they go to their jobs, or they go to their businesses. They don't even go to the police. They don't have to go to police nowadays. They can just accuse people straight up in companies.
Not accusations made in general. Because of the legal penalties involved with making a false police report, it may be the case that a false accuser would be less likely to bring their claim to the authorities. Of course, this doesn't mean that women who don't go to the police are lying, just that.
Also, exactly. There is a good portion of women that are scared to go to police because, yes, they might be putting up some false accusations. And then there's also a good portion of women that probably won't be reporting it because they're actually just scared. And that's a horrible thing. This is where those fake victims are making it even harder for these women here that are truly scared to come forward and truly scared to do these things because they might get backlash. But the backlash is so great now with how people view these types of allegations. A lot of these women don't want to deal with it. Right? But I also agree with the other side of if these women are truly, have been done bad, they should go, but it's still, they're women. Women are very scared to name their accusers many, many times. This is proven. So it's not that it's as simple as they should just be able to just go and report it and they're going to be okay. No, they got to deal with seeing the man, going into court back and forth with each other and stuff. It's a lot of ordeal to deal with.
That we're dealing with a different sample affected by different factors, and that the statistics we're discussing here don't apply to them. The bottom line is, given the data, What should be said is that at least 2 to 10% of rape accusations reported to the police are false. Instead, it's said that of rape accusations in general, at most 2% are false. And that's 100% untrue.
I mean, to just through our own red pill knowledge and through our own anecdotal knowledge, it's probably going to be more than that 10%. It's probably close to that 30, 40, maybe even close to 50-50. Maybe even more than that, tell you guys the truth. We don't truly know, but we can get a little guesstimation going.
Well, this story is almost just as wild as that one. This woman from South Dakota traveled to Tampa Bay to cheat on her husband, but wound up facing criminal charges. That's because Renee Skogland filed a false police report while she was here, and you won't believe what she claimed in that report and why she did it. Fox 13's Gloria Gomez shows us how her trail of lies landed her in front of a judge.
Do you have any questions? Your Honor, if we could request from the court.
South Dakota resident Renee Skogland is far from home and in legal hot water that even surprised the judge.
This is really unbelievable.
Skogland's trail of lies started on March 8th of 2023, when she decided to come to Tampa Bay and cheat on her husband.
It's always these women that are cheating and doing horrible things that don't want to get caught or don't want to admit that they're doing wrong.
She had had consensual sexual intercourse with an individual while in Hillsborough County, that she felt guilty about this due to her marital status, and she wanted to get checked for sexual transmitted diseases.
But she wanted to get tested for free, so she decided to lie again.
Wow. It's not even that she regretted it. It was just that she wanted a free STD test, that she accused the man. Oosh.
And called 911.
I was just raped.
I'm sorry?
I was just raped.
Okay, how long ago did this happen?
Maybe like 45 minutes ago.
Skogland made up a story about having car trouble on Interstate 75 and pulling over on the side of the road.
An unknown male approached her, put a towel over her head, and forced her into the back seat of her car.
He put rope on my hands and my feet.
Wow.
Because her face was covered, she couldn't describe her attacker, but her story started to unravel when police checked her cell phone and found this Walmart surveillance video of Skogland buying the rope herself. She confessed to making the whole thing up. She was charged with making a false police report and decided to take a plea deal.
I never sentenced anybody for.
At least this person didn't name any man in particular. But look at what these women are doing. Look at the false allegations these women are willing to go through to make up a story that you've been raped like this. It really diminishes the true victims and the things that they're truly going through. And these women are disgusting.
Perjury, but it's a good reminder to everybody that perjury is a crime, and all of the stuff that you made up. And
again, perjury is a crime, right? And all the stuff you made up. But a lot of these other cases, these women do not get prosecuted for perjury.
Resources expended on it could have been used and probably needed to be used by other cases that were real.
Skogland will now serve 2 years of community control and 8 years of probation.
2 years of community control and 8 years of probation, no jail time? Bull. And of course I got one more.
Now to that false rape charge, 1 year in prison. That sentence tonight for the woman who falsely accused 2 football players from Sacred Heart University in Connecticut of rape. The students say
people were telling me about this story, so I had to put it in here.
What she did has changed their lives forever, even though they have been cleared of all wrongdoing. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis with our lead story tonight. He's live in Bridgeport. Marcus.
That's right, Bill. Those 2 students were never arrested, never charged with any crime, but the accusation was serious enough. So much so they say they had to.
Never arrested. Never convicted. But they lost their livelihoods. Lost all that money that they paid to this stupid ass college that removed them from the college because of these false allegations. Fuck these liberal colleges.
To leave school, their reputation in tatters. She pursed her lips. She rolled her eyes, but Nikki Yavito's body language couldn't change the outcome. A year in jail for telling a lie that cost 2 young men their college careers.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could have imagined.
Malik St. Hilaire was never arrested, but Yavino claimed he and another student raped her while all 3 attended Sacred Heart University in 2016. Instead, it was the Long Island native who was charged when the police investigation revealed sexual activity had occurred but was consensual. Prosecutors say Yavino made up the rape claim because she didn't want to upset another student she was interested in.
Her willingness to accept this plea deal reflects.
This is what I think happened again. She slept with these people, and then she felt bad because she liked someone else and didn't want to make herself look like a slut in front of that other person, similar to how Gen got accused himself.
Reflects her accountability for what happened.
But it wasn't that simple. At first, Yavino insisted she had been assaulted and rejected a plea deal. It was only during jury selection before trial that she changed her mind again and pleaded guilty.
So I just hope that, she knows what she's done, and the fact that my life will never be the same. Like, I have anxiety, I have PTSD from this.
It's bad enough that they were accused of such heinous behavior, though never arrested. But then to have her story change over and over and over again, it's as if you were kicked while you were down.
It's playing games with men's lives. This is what these women do. These evil women. I'm not talking about all women. I'm not even talking about most women. I'm just talking about these evil ones. They don't give a fuck.
Well, the other student who chose to remain anonymous lost a football scholarship over this. Both men say they plan to sue Yavino in civil court. As for the criminal case, she has been in custody since that guilty plea in June. It will count as
And what can they really get in civil court from her? She ain't wealthy. The only thing they're going to be able to do is do the same thing that Johnny Depp did. And which, tell the truth, I commend these boys for doing that. That's a lot of extra paperwork, a lot of extra money, a lot of extra lawyer shit, just to get her to be proven wrong like that.
Time served towards that 1-year sentence. And we're live in Bridgeport. Marcus Solis, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Hope you guys like that, Chow. I started off with just a little bit of data-based and then 2 anecdotal ones. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.